Hi, my name is Jason, and this is my vlog called Living with CMT. I hope you enjoy. Evening, folks. It's 5:45 on Sunday evening. There's not a lot been happening in the last few days. We went town, managed to get out while it was a bit nice. We did an online shop which got delivered. We're quite pleased with that. But other than that, the weather has been absolutely horrendous. It really has. And we've had this. I've shown you before the pictures of the cemetery behind where I live. I literally back out onto a cemetery, and there's a path that comes down that runs almost down past our garden here. Now, when it floods, it gets really bad, and you've seen pictures again before what I've shown you. There's a couple coming up in a minute, which I'll show you. And we we know that's covering the grass where the dogs do the business, etc., etc., and pee and all that sort of stuff. Right, yeah, great, no problem. Anyway, for the last couple of days, not today, but yesterday and the day before, we noticed something really, really strange. This group of kids coming down. I'm not talking 4, 5-year-olds. I'm talking girls about what? Some of them 10, 9, maybe 11 or 12, whatever. And literally, they were coming down and sitting down in it. They were literally swimming in it or trying to and paddling in it. And it's full of, well, I won't even guess what it's full of, because it's literally water off the graves. Where the graves are, you've got the path coming down at an angle, and then there's a row of graves there, and that bit there gets flooded, and the path gets flooded, and this bit here gets flooded. And they've been coming down and sitting in it and playing in it, and it's absolutely disgusting. It really is. And we thought at first that they'd only done it as a one-off, but then they came down the other day and they'd actually put bathing costumes on in order to go in this water. Now, bear in mind, it's only about a foot deep, if that, but it's horrible. It's dirty water. It's off the graves. It's full of God knows what, and all the different animals like squirrels and God knows what go in it. And when it's dried up, it's literally just gone completely. It's just a path there. I got to thinking, I wonder, the parents can't know, surely. They can't know. It's horrible, honestly. You look at it now and it's just got stuff floating in it, and you wouldn't even throw yourself in it, let alone, bathe in the bloody thing. Ugh, horrible. Anyway, like I said, I haven't been up to a lot. I've been sort of making a few resolutions ready for the start of next year. I told you before I wanted to make sure that I wrote a couple of books next year because I've been a lazy so-and-so and not been doing any writing. I've also trying to make a sort of something I'm going to add to my vlog starting in the year. I'm going to try and read 20 books in 2020. And what I'll be doing is each book I finish, I'll be doing a review on my vlog. Because on Smashbomb now, which is my go-to place for reviewing, I've reached well over 1,000 points for rating stuff. I've added over 30 items myself, and I've rated over 200, and I've got about 280 followers on there. And it's a fantastic site, it really is. And like I showed you before on my last video, they've sent me the t-shirts, which I'll be sorting something out for them. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, you remember last year, coming up to Christmas, I had an advent calendar with coins in of Marvel Universe. And this year I showed you that I got one with Funko Pops in it, mini Funko Pops. Well, I have given, I've succumbed, and I've actually had the coin one for Star Wars this year. So as well as the Funko Pop one, which I'll be unveiling to you every day, I'll also be doing the coin one as well, the Star Wars coin collection. So that's my thing for December. And like I said, I'm trying to read 20 books in 2020. I've decided I'm not doing November this year. I'm not in the mood to do it, to be honest with you, and I've raised enough money for charity this year. I've raised quite a lot for CMT UK, and I've also donated on cancer researches and people's different sponsorships and everything. So we've done a fair bit this year for charity. Like I said, I'm not doing it this year. I might do dry January, because obviously I've told you I'm not an alcoholic, don't get me wrong, but I like a nice drink every, say, 2 or 3 times a week, a nice whiskey and coke just to settle me in the evenings when I'm either watching football or watching TV. So, yeah, I'm going to try. I think I might try do dry January. I'm not sure yet. And speaking of drink, actually, I can't show you the bottle because I know how YouTube don't like showing alcohol on the channels. But what it is the other day I was in Sainsbury's and I was looking to see if my Jack Daniels was still on offer. And it was. So I picked up a bottle of Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey thinking of buying it. Anyway, we got halfway up the spirits aisle, and I suddenly noticed a really cool bottle. It's purple, it's green, and I thought, oh, what the hell's that? Anyway, I picked it up, and it's a bottle. I think it's called Chest, Dead Man's Chest or something, or Dead Man's Fingers, and it's a bottle of rum. And I thought, well, it's a bit unusual coloured for a bottle of rum, purple and green and that. Anyway, and I had a look, and it's actually hemp rum. Now, I've never had that before, and I'm looking forward to trying it, and I'll let you know what it's like. But at the time when I picked it up, it was only, they're doing it for £18 a bottle for 70 centilitres, so it's not bad, and it's 40%, so I'm going to give that a bash. But while we were there, we also noticed there was a little skull glass next to it, about yay big. I've not actually took it out of the box, but it's a skull glass. And I thought, I wonder, because it's next to the bottle, whether it's free. So I went up and I took it to the counter along with all the other food and groceries that we got. And we said, when you scan it, can you see how much the glass comes up for? Anyway, she scanned it and she said, yeah, it's coming up, it's free with the bottle of rum. I said, all right, I'll have a bash of that, not a problem at all. So I ended up getting a bottle of rum and a £5 glass free, basically. So I'm looking forward to trying it. It's something I've never had before because I like a rum and coke. I'm quite partial to a rum and coke, and I'm quite partial to a brandy and coke. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Now, you know me, and you've seen me vlogs. I'm a jigsaw doer. I love me jigsaws. Excuse me a minute. My hair's gone a bit nuts. And I do jigsaws. And there's an artist that I've discovered called Ciro Marchetti. And I told you about him last week. Well, this is the first jigsaw I've ever bought. And I haven't done it yet. But I'm doing it next, I think. Now, just have a look at this for a design. You must be able to see that. Perfect. Look at that. Whoops. Oh, let me just tilt it right. Look at that for a design. That is a 1,000 piece jigsaw. Right? And he's got about 6 or 7 of these in the collection. I'll bring it closer so you can have a closer look at the detail on that. Ooh, let me tilt it the right way. I'm no good at doing this, have you noticed? Alright, there you go. So you've got that outside. And it goes all the way across. When I can get it level. That's it. My arm's aching, it's alright. You can tell my arm's aching, can't you? Yeah, so yeah. 1,000 piece jigsaw, and I'm really, really looking forward to doing that. But it's an artist called Ciro or Chiro, C-I-R-O. I think it might be pronounced Chiro actually. And I've since found out actually he's English. I didn't realise with a name like Ciro Marchetti, you'd think it's going to be Italian. I thought Italian straight away. But according to Wikipedia, he's actually an English artist. So, but the stuff he's done. I mean, if you ever get a chance to look him up on Wikipedia or on images, just look at the images he's done. And he's turned the most of them have been turned into jigsaws by Schmidt, who do the jigsaws. And yeah, I'm just so looking forward to doing it. It's absolutely fascinating me. Like I said, I haven't done a lot this week, and I've not got a lot planned for next week. I've been speaking to family. My sister yesterday went down to Stoke-on-Trent, where we're actually from, and visited one of my aunties who she's not seen for the best part of nearly 30 years, which is quite staggering, really. And she said she had a fantastic time. It was great to see them. Obviously, they've all changed. My cousin Richard, who last time I saw him was about 13, is now 40 years old. So, yeah, that made me feel old, trust me. But yeah, she said they were all doing well and everything. Unfortunately, my uncle's not too good, so I wish him well. But yeah, it brings me onto a subject actually, how people react when families have disputes. Now, if a family has a dispute, usually it's the adults that have had the dispute and the kids sort of don't know what the hell's going on or why it's going on. And my sister, like I said yesterday, visited this aunt who we haven't seen for a long, long time, and everything went brilliant. But today, I'm not going to say any names because obviously I don't want to start a riot, but somebody's deleted it from our family because she visited this family member. And I was thinking, well, how childish is that? This is something that happened nearly 30 years ago. It happened when my nan had just passed away. So, and she'd been gone 1992 or something like that, 27 years. So I don't understand why families are like that. I don't understand why, why we can't all just live and let live. Unless it's something really, really, really serious. Don't get me wrong, if somebody's, murdered somebody or done something else or something like that, I can understand it. But life is that short that if you actually are laughing at the fact that somebody's dying, or you're happy that somebody's dying, you've got to have something not quite right with you, you know. Because I've fallen out with a few people in the past, but I've never wished any of them dead. I've never wished any ill will on them in that respect. I mean, I've not liked them, don't get me wrong, but I've not said, oh God, I want you dead, and if you die tomorrow, I won't be bothered. I've never actually come across that in my life, and I don't know whether that's just me, whether that's just something bizarre, I don't know. But I don't understand this thing where families are like that with each other. I've always been a sort of live and let live person. If somebody's fallen out with me and then we've made up a few months later or weeks later or years later, then great, fantastic, no problem. I mean, I was bullied a lot at school. I was bullied really, really, really badly at school. And I was suicidal at times. But I now speak to some of the people who used to bully me and I get on fine with them. You know, it's happened years and years ago. I don't hold a grudge against them. You know, it's just one of those things. But I think we live in a world now where people find it too easy to hate, too easy to, I don't know, vent out their anger and the frustration on people. Whereas, I'm more of a sort of person who gets angry when I'm playing a game and I can't do it properly. Then I get angry, don't get me wrong, because it's an inanimate object, you see. So I don't mind losing my rag and shouting and screaming or whatever and looking like a wally. I don't mind doing that. But I can't. I don't fall out with people. I don't argue with them or shout at them or nothing. I think the last time I shouted at anybody, really shouted at anybody, it's got to be about a decade ago. Before I actually fell out with anybody, because I just don't. I don't know. I'm just happy-go-lucky, I suppose. I suppose I look at my life and see what I've got and see what I've had taken away from me, and just think I'm really, really grateful for the fact of what I've got. And too many people don't treat life like that. They treat it like something that they can just go through and upset as many people as they want, and be as evil as they want, and nobody's going bat an eyelid. We don't work like that. Oh, shoot. Oh, next door's dog's just going mental in the backyard. I'm gathering that the kids must be back down again in the lake. Still can't work out why they're doing it, but there we go. So yeah, that's just a quick update really on what I'm doing and stuff. My latest book, by the way, that I'm reading is Harry H. Corbett. Now, Harry H. Corbett, to those of you who don't know, played the part of Son in Steptoe and Son. And it's fascinating to read his life because I only ever knew him in that and in a couple of other things. I think he was in Carry On Screaming, and he's also been in a couple of other films. But the amount of things he's actually been in that I didn't know about is absolutely incredible. And the other thing I was told was that because Wilfred Bramble apparently was homosexual and Harry H. Corbett wasn't, they hated each other. They hated each other with a vengeance. Well, I'm reading this book now, which has been written by Harry H. Corbett's daughter, and there's no hate whatsoever. They were really, really good friends. They went on holiday and stuff, and they were really, really good friends. But somewhere along the line, somebody decided that it would be interesting if they made out that they hated each other and didn't like working with each other, but they did it for the sake of the show. So it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, you wait till two people have passed away, and then all of a sudden, you can slag them off and make up stories all you want. And eventually people believe it because there's no proof that that didn't happen. I mean, Harry H. Corbett, who played, like I said, Son in Steptoe and Son, he actually passed away before the one who was playing his father, Wilfred Bramble. Now, Wilfred Bramble was funny, really, really funny. And as Steptoe, he took every scene. He was absolutely brilliant. But off stage, he was really, really sort of posh and dapper. He wore suits and hats and, all the proper garb, all the shirts, silk shirts and all that. He was a real gentleman. And when you see him as Steptoe, you think, it can't be. I can't imagine him being posh. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Never have. I thought I'd leave it right till the end so you can skip this bit if you want and talk about the, shall I call it football the other night with England playing? I mean, I've been watching England for a very, very long time, since the days of Keegan and Brian Robson and people like that in the England squad. And when I watched the play the other night against the Czech Republic, I have never seen such a dismal display by a bunch of inept footballers in my life. They were literally garbage. They really were. They were absolutely dreadful. They couldn't string two passes together most of the time. And they're not the England squad I remember. And if they think they're going to have a chance of getting through and winning the Euros with that squad, they've got no chance. They haven't got a chance in hell, no chance. Now, I saw the ratings for that game, and a lot of people reckoned that Jordan Henderson, who was a Liverpool player, was the worst player. Now, in the first half, they played him in a position that he does not play for Liverpool at all. He was so defensive, it was ridiculous. In the second half, once he had the permission to go forward, he was a lot better player. And I think that's the problem. Once you've got players that play in certain positions, and you then decide in an England team you're going to play them in different positions, it takes some adjusting, and you don't do it in a qualifier. You do it in a friendly. Because if you're going to change somebody's position, how they play, in a qualifier for a tournament, and they can't get their head round it, or they're not very good at that position, it's too late because you've lost. Now, we lost 2-1, our first defeat in a qualifying tournament for 10 years. Now, if they'd have been lucky to win, and I'd have said, well, we had 90% of the possession and we had 90% of the shots, great, fantastic, you've been beaten by, a lucky team. They absolutely battered us. We were rubbish. We were garbage. Like I said, it was one of the most dismal England performances I think I've ever seen. And unfortunately, tomorrow we play again. I think we're away to Bulgaria tomorrow. And Bulgaria must be thinking, God, we can tear this team apart. Even though they're bottom, I think they're bottom of the group, they could tear us apart. If we play how we played the other night, they will beat us. Because we were just rubbish. We really were. Anyway, I've left that to the end so that you can skip through the football. You all take care for now, and I'll do another video soon. Okay? Bye. As you can see from this is the actual water, the lake just behind where we are, where the children were bathing. They were actually sitting down in it in clothes, and it was horrible to see, to be honest with you. Like I said, we know what it is and what's been floating in it and everything. So would you let your children paddle in something like this? Because I certainly wouldn't. Hi, I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and a like. Thank you very much. And if you like what you saw, you can subscribe by clicking there. And if you want to see what I did yesterday, you've just got to click up there. Bye for now.